Good evening, everyone. It's Juliet Crafts Acute, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make some towel hangers for your kitchen and your bathrooms. You can hang your little holiday festive kitchen towels and bathroom towels, and this is a double hanger. The materials you're going to need to have is 2 rubber bands on hand, because we are going to make this one today. It's a double hanger, so you can hang a towel here and then hang a towel here, but you take this out first and then you wrap it around the pole of your bathroom and you bring this down, okay, and then you hang one towel here and then the second towel here, okay. And then we're going to make this air freshener pouch, and then this one is for cabinets that have the vertical handles, that you grab. So in case you don't have a stove that has a little hanging bar to hang your towels on, you can hang this on. You just slip it inside that vertical bar, okay. So let's see, how can I show you, but you'll understand. So you just remove it, and this is the simple, okay, this is the hanger that we use, and all you do is you just pull it and bring this buttonhole together and you just attach it to your button. I was going to make this today, but this was the only button in my arsenal of buttons or beads that I have found that was big enough for this project. So we'll make this another day once I find another bead, okay. So we'll just set that inside, and then here's another one that we had learned in our previous project, that when we did the ridges, okay, for our mug cozies. And then, but the thing is different for this is that we have a rubber band here, and I just did a double crochet all the way across up there. That's inevitable. You won't be able to help the stitching, especially if you're working in different colors. And then what I did was I made a pumpkin, okay. The hole on this pumpkin, you do not pull the tail to close shut. This is done though using the chain ring method. And then what I did was I just started doing my rounds for the pumpkin, and I can show you that. But what I'm trying to do, and then you just get your button, of course, right, and then you just slide your button in there, and what I did was I thickened it to reinforce it, and then you just hang it over your bathroom pole, your bathroom pole. And this is just for a single, or in your kitchen, this is a single one. A lot of people I've seen use those little wooden rings, but when they loop over into the wooden ring, it to me doesn't look very strong. And then secondly, I like the fact that I can just throw these in the wash, right? Because this is acrylic, I would not suggest you drying it in your dryer. You could just hang it on your bathroom rack and just let it air dry, okay, using the acrylic. Now if you're using 100% cotton, you can just throw it all in there, right, and dry it. But because this is acrylic, I can wash it, but I won't dry it into the dryer, okay. But the rubber band, you can buy a packet of these rubber bands and make a ton of these for gift ideas. So this is so cute, because when you are hanging this, when you're hanging this on your bathroom, what I do is if you could see that the leaves come up, okay, and then I just turn this upside down, bring it through this top loop. Okay, push your leaf back down, grab your pumpkin. Okay, oops, I tightened that up too much. I did. Hang on. Push the leaf way down, too low. Just let's get that right there. And then you just bring your pumpkin. Okay, bring your pumpkin through. There we go. Bring your pumpkin through. Okay, and then it hangs like this. That's what you can use your top towel hanger for. Okay, and then I'll just scooch my leaf down. And that's what that looks like. So when you scoot your leaf down, you have the leaf behind it. So you can just go snug it up a little bit further so that when it hangs, hang on a second, let me do it like this. When it hangs on your towel bar or your kitchen cabinet, you have an air freshener pouch, and you've got another, you have this to hang your towel on. Now let me show you the pouch. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm retired. The memorial service was yesterday for our family that I didn't get to go to, but you know, because my daughters live in Kentucky, they were there supporting the whole family here. And then you can also attach this to your car rearview mirror. But here's your pouch. You turn it over. It's two pumpkins stitched together, and then you stick those. They're these round discs, and they're really flat, probably the width of these two rubber bands that you can go and get from Bath and Body Works, and they have them. They're car fresheners. They're round discs. They're flat. They're about like this round, you know, about that in thickness, and then you just peel back a little bit to release the air. But what you could do is you stick that air freshener pouch in there, and then you can hang them in your bathroom. You know, if you wanted just to hang this over your pole, okay, of your towel in your bathroom pole, just push that through and then turn it over, bring your leaves through, and there you go. You have it hung onto your bathroom, okay, for little decorative air freshener things. And the great thing about this is that you can turn this into a red apple. You know, it'll be a red apple. We'll be making these leaves and this vine. So that's our project. So let's get into it. All right, let's get into it. I'm gonna pause so I can try and get some of this yarn out of me, but we're going to be doing it in this color. Okay, so imagine this in this color, green, with this pumpkin hanging off of it. All right, okay, hang on. Okay, hopefully I got a lot of that yawning out. No, I feel another one coming on. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so we have two rubber bands. And what we're going to do is, on this, we're going to make one full ring, and then we're going to do a single stitch or a single crochet stitch, one row. Okay, so that's what we're going to work off, and then we're going to tie off with a long tail. Okay, because on the second piece we are going to single crochet all the way around. And then once we come back to, we'll start here and come around, and then from there we're going to single stitch, do a row of single crochet stitches, okay, and then we're gonna half double crochet all over, all till we get down to the very bottom, and then we're gonna connect it to the other piece that we have reserved, and we're gonna stitch that in, okay, so it becomes one piece. All right, and So that's what we're going to be doing. Okay, so let's get to it. So I need to show you this new technique for those that are just have one skein of yarn, which means just one yarn. And if it's a size 4 worsted weight, okay, I'm going to show you how we can, because I'm going to make mine super thick. To me, I like this, but it is really thin and flopsy and flimsy, but I want to make a really thick one, a nice thick one. And don't worry about it, because if you just want to do a size like this that's real thin, you still can use the same method throughout. It just means you're having to stitch in quite a few more single crochet row stitches around the rubber band. Okay, so here's my rubber band. I'm using a size 6 for this, if I can find it. I'm using a size 6 millimeter because I want to make this bulky. So setting this aside, if I to make a, this is not a bulky weight, this is size 4, but I'm going to make a bulky weight yarn by making an S. See the S? I think I'm going to make it a little bit longer. So here's my S. Do you guys see that S? That's an S. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to group these together like this, hang on to it, and take this end right here. I just like to line those ends up, and then I'm going to make my slip knot. Okay, I know that there are simpler ways of doing the slip knot. I don't know, I'm never successful with it. So I'm going to pull up, and I've got a tail. Okay, and so now that I've got my slip knot, well, you know what? Scratch this, because I decided I was going to change my mind. When I started this, I didn't like that big knot. So here's my end. Oh, I should have wrote this down, but I just thought of it just moments ago before I started filming. So you know me with my big bulky knots, right? So I've got my hook right through my rubber band. I'm going to place this over with my tail on the right side of that hook. I've got quite a bit of a tail. I'm going to bring this through, okay, drop the tail portion, and I'm going to yarn through, and this is my, now this is a tricky part, okay, so there's that tail. I'm going to hang on to it with my right hand, try and hang on to it, okay, okay, let me zoom in so you can see this a lot closer. Okay, let me start that over. That S, we grouped it together, right? And here, how you can tell, it's got that loose end, and it's got like a U shape there. I'm going to wrap this around my finger twice. I'm going to make my usual slip knot, right? My usual slip knot. I'm going to stick this in here. Okay, and pull up. I've got a tail. Oh no! Oh, thank you guys. I can hear you guys screaming at me. No, that's not what you wanted to do. Thank you. Oh, okay. That was too bulky. I tried that again moments ago, and I said, nope, changing up. I didn't like that big knot. So I'm looping this over my hook. Okay. I've already pulled through, so what you're going to do is hang on to this rubber band, just bring that underneath that rubber band, drop that tail, yarn over, just make sure you kind of try and hang on to that tail, okay, somehow. All right, let me do that again. It is tricky, but once you get through it, I've put my hook through, tail on the right hand side of that hook. Let's see how I can hold this. Yarn, I'm going to yarn over all 3, and I'm going to pull this through. Okay, still hanging on to that tail because it will loosen, and then I'm going to go under my rubber band, yarn over and pull it through. Okay, and now we've come to a short end, like, oh no. Now we're going to lengthen it by opening up this loop here. Open it up, and get that working yarn and pulling it, because that's how we're going to continuously make a strand of 3. Okay, and now I'm going to hang on to that and pull that through, and now I can release that tail. Maybe you snug it up just a bit. Okay, and now that tail is out of my way, and then see how I continued. This is a continuous 3 thread, so this is considered a bulky weight yarn, okay, right now. So I am going to out to sneeze. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and pull through 2. Okay. Go, pull through your rubber band, yarn over, and pull through 2. Before we do that, let me just show you that. Remember that technique? I'm going to Julie scissor hand. I'm going to grab onto this and grab onto the whole thing like this. Then that way I'm not going to work this in, so I'm going to be careful not to yarn all that over. You know, pull the loop, this through all that yarn. Just kind of leave this a little hole for right now until we can get some of this going. So I'm going to yarn, pull, sorry about that. Insert your hook into that rubber band, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through 2. Okay, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and pull through 2. That's your single crochet. Now I'm going to drop this. Okay, now Julie scissor hands, and I'm going to grab my rubber band, and then I'm going to pull through, insert, yarn over, pull through 2, insert, yarn over, pull through 2. This is a single crochet all the way around. Insert, yarn over, pull through 2. Oops, that was too loose. Yarn over and pull through. Nope. Remember, I am a stinker about these. Okay, so you see how there's that loop. When we come close to this end, when we come close to the end of this loop, okay, we will be placing it like that and pulling our loop through. Okay, so I'll take that out until we get there so you guys can see what we're doing. So I'm Julie scissoring it, holding on to making sure that this is cinched up, not too tight, that it can't move freely. So insert, yarn over, pull through 2, insert, yarn over, pull through 2, and we're going to do this till we come to the end. Now if you're going to do this with one strand of yarn, you'll be doing this a bit more until you come to the end. Alright, so here we are. We've come to that loop right here. Okay, running out. To continue a 3-strand working yarn, you want to now pull that through and drop it, and then just continue. Okay, insert, yarn over, pull through 2, insert yarn over, pull through 2, insert yarn over, pull through 2, insert yarn over, pull through 2, oops, insert yarn over, pull through 2. Okay, and now I just want to show you something. I'm going to pull up there, and in the back here, you see that there's no space. You can't see any of the black rubber band, and it's because we're working with the bulkier weight yarn. Now with the single, if you're going to use a single working thread, when you're doing this, you'll have to often, like if you stitch 5, you'll have, or 10, you have to kind of like scooch them down, because you will see the black rubber band. So all you do is just kind of unhook that, right, turn it over, and make sure you just kind of straighten it out. Okay, and this right here, because we're working with bulky weight, I'm trying to like scooch my, so it's not allowing my rubber band to go wonky. See, now it's, my rubber band looks a little more relaxed. Okay, and then just kind of like stretch it out, just stretch it out like this, and then there, the yarn, oh, I'll do that a little bit more over here, scooch it over, but not showing any of the black rubber band. Okay, okay, so now I'm going to insert my hook. Okay, and what we're doing, our goal is to cover this rubber band space, so I'm going to cinch up my rubber band, but not so tight that it won't move freely. Grab my rubber band, yarn, insert yarn over, and pull through 2, insert yarn over, pull through 2, insert yarn over, oops, I didn't grab, oh, I better release that, because look at what there's my, there was that loop, almost didn't pull through my, see, now pull through. That's how you can tell. Just make sure you're following that loop, making sure you do not pull into your working, you know what I mean, your working stitch. You see how I caught that loop, right? And then I pulled through. Okay, so insert yarn over, pull through 2, and you can, if you're having difficulty, pull your rubber band to help you get that hook through if you need to. Okay, insert yarn over, oops, insert yarn over, pull through. I'm sorry guys, I'm having to listen to my praise and worship, because my heart is just hurting for my sister right now. Still, it was not a very good day for it yesterday. It was so emotionally charged yesterday. I'm gonna pull some of my working yarn out right now, and what I want to do, remember this is my tail that I left hanging. See how it kind of wants to just do this, you know, like buckle in. So what I'm doing is I'm going to stretch my stitches, stretch it, just kind of run it just like that. You see how it's starting to relax as I'm pulling out some of the tension, and I may have to release one. I'm going to release one of these. Okay, so that's all you have to do, is just kind of check on it, because you don't want your rubber band, you want your rubber band to be relaxed like this. Okay, so I'm just making sure that that's, if I have to pull that and see, just to get that to relax. See how it's relaxing more? It is relaxed. So I still have right here, hang on, get that. I have enough room for one more. But I took my stitch out just so I can make sure that, you know, if I had to keep one stitch less or add one more. So it looks like I need one more. So I'm going to insert, yarn over and pull through and pull through two. So that's my last stitch to complete this. So we're going to insert our hook into the first stitch, okay, the first double stitch right here, okay, don't do anything with that tail, yarn over, pull through and slip stitch to close. Okay, so here we are, we're back here, and so from here to here we're going to go through these little, see where those little dotted holes are? Do you see that? We're going to be stitching through that, okay? So if you're having difficulty pushing it through, you know, if you're having difficulty getting it through, what I do is just kind of go like that, you know. I was doing that last night just to get through to get through actually this one right here because it was super thick. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it was just way too thick. So anyway, we're on the rubber band. Don't get your tail, leave your tail hanging. So I'm gonna stretch that, right? So I know that my stitch is here because I have this into that chain, okay? So into the next chain, right there where you see that dimple, just push your hook through, yarn, grab onto that working yarn and pull it through, okay, and keep it loose. Don't let it buckle, keep it loose, you know, but not too loose. Okay, this is loose. Let me drop that tail, I gotta separate that tail. Okay, and then yarn over, pull through two, and that's your first single stitch. And we are going to do 7. I took this one other apart. Okay, I think it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is 1. We're doing 6 of these single crochets. So into the next stitch, pull through, into the third stitch, on, and pull through. Oh man, where's my, okay, ooh, you just gotta keep an eye on that, okay? Whew, thought I missed it. Okay, into the fourth stitch, yarn through, pull through 2, this is my 5th stitch, yeah, my 5th stitch, go through that stitch, pull through, pull through, and yes, you see that buckling, right? But don't worry about it. I think this is my 6th one. I'm gonna go into that 6th, yarn over. Ooh, nope, did you see that loop? So before I yarn over, I'm gonna grab this and pull this through, and you know, pull it pretty lengthy. I'm going through this. Well, I probably didn't have to because we're going to be cutting off here in a minute. See, that's wonky. I don't like how that looks, so I'm going to pull that out and straighten it out. So I am at, because I pulled out 2, 1, like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, and here's my 5th one, number 5, number 6, and I am going to double check that. Okay. One. Okay, it started. That was the last slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, 6. Because if I do, I'm going to end up with 6 stitches. Yes, so I'm just going to pull through. Okay, and I'm going to end up losing, oops, I guess this can't be helped. Hang on, let me get that.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective. A clue.
Okay, what I'm going to do, oh, there's the end of that loop, so let's see if I just cut that loop off.
Our old detergent. So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide cleans better than the leading competitive
Let's see
and it doesn't
how that'll work for me. I saved all that yarn
So it's gentle on your skin.
and cut
If it's got to be clean,
that,
it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
and then just pull it through.
War is coming. The epic saga arrives.
Enemies are everywhere and nowhere.
FX's Shogun. Now
There. Just pulling it loose and just keeping it just like that, okay? Now you want to set that aside. So that's one. And to straighten it out, if it feels like it's just buckling in, just keep fiddling with it. Stretch it out, and there's the one. Okay, we'll set that aside. Put it right there. Whew, and now the time is, okay, sorry about that. That was hubby asking what time it was. He didn't realize I was filming because he was out doing yard work, and he came in to tell me that he just made another road down to our river frontage. Anyway, I'm back to doing the S. Okay, I need our S again, so I'm going to grab onto this. Okay, and I need to do my loop, pulling that over, and I'll just lift it up high like that, and just come over and grab my, oops, not my tail, gotta pull that up. Okay, thank you guys. I hear you screaming, I hear you screaming, I hear you. We're not doing that. I'm just so used to doing that. Okay, where's my other rubber band? So we have got part 1. There's part 2. Okay, so I need a tail. I'm going to hook over. I'm going to hook onto this. I'm pulling it up. Okay, and I'm going to drop that tail. I'm going to yarn over. I'm yarning over, pulling it through. Hang on to that tail. If you don't, just make one more. You want to, what happened here? Okay, hook. Hang on to that really good. Hang on to that. Let me see, make sure I have enough tail. Yep. Okay, I'm going to bring that through. I'm going to drop that tail, the 3 tails with that loop. I'm going to yarn over. Not using the maximum of my hook. Not using the maximum of my hook. Oh, I'm so topped out yesterday because I had long conversations with my daughter yesterday. Both of them. just saying how it was a bit disappointing yesterday. Okay, I'm going to take that yarn over and pull. No, what am I doing? Hanging on to my tail. Okay, that tail has to stay on this other side of this rubber band like this, and then I'm going to insert the hook, yarn over, then I'm going to set this on this strand. Okay, and now I don't have to worry about this tail now. I can leave it. Okay, and then I'm going to insert the hook, yarn over. Okay, do your Julie scissor hand, Debbie scissor hand, John scissor hand. Okay, and I'm going to hang on to my rubber band here. I'm going to insert, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over. So while we didn't count how many stitches are going to go through this rubber band, we won't, because it depends on your guys's. Here's that loop. See that? Almost went through. I'm going to push it through and grab that working yarn and lengthening it. That's what came out of the skein. Okay, so I'm lengthening that. Okay, so when you're single crocheting through the hook, through the rubber band, try not to make too tight of a tension, or you're not going to be able to single crochet like we did with this one, and it'll be too hard for you to push that hook through. Okay, so here we go. Insert, yarn over, and pull through two. Yeah, I wish I was able to go out to Kentucky. Oh, I'm not going to go into it because it's going to upset me, but I've been listening to my praise and worship to keep me in that good headspace, so I don't have to have another coming to Jesus moment with my Lord, because last couple of days, actually since Friday, when the florist shop almost messed up my flowers that I ordered, I was fuming so bad that the sailor wanted to come out. Our pirate, all that dirty words just wanted to fly out of my mouth. So anyway, today I've just been praying for my sister, praying for her, because she's the shadows. It's beyond grief. It's beyond mourning. She's in literal sorrow. It's darker there. Usually when you're sorrowing that heavily, you're battling some regrets, and I don't know what that is for her in her life. Okay, so here's that loop again, and I'm going to get that loose thread here. That's from the skein. Here's my loop. I'm going to pull it through. It'll pull out the long thread, and then I am inserting, yarning over, and pulling through. And I just have to keep my head. If I keep talking like this, I will be a sniveling ninny. And I really want to get this out to you guys, because you'll want to make this a gift package. Like I said, you could do this in this can be the start of a Christmas towel holder. I want to just get through this real quick. Okay, hang on, there we go. I think about 2 more stitches. I think so, 2 more stitches. Let's see. There goes my phone. Now it's commercials. I'm listening to Pandora. Of course. Okay, Pandora. Too many commercials. And I think one more I can fit in here, but I'm gonna just check it right now.
Do what's best for you and your Lexus. With service by Lexus.
I'm gonna go like this.
Only at your Lexus dealer.
Oops. Pull some of this out. Because I am going to make sure that I don't have too much buckling. Okay, because I'm trying to get this, you know, to lie flat. Okay, for this one I noticed that it's not going to be a perfect circle. It may look like a D ring, but which is okay with me, just as long as I know that this is going to be hefty enough to hold up some heavier weight towels, you know, like in the bathroom and in the kitchen, you know, because you're going to be tugging onto this, you know, when you go to dry your hands on your kitchen towel. Okay, so I think one more should be good. Yeah, I have to keep my head straight, and that's the only way I can do it, is through praise and worship, listening to those things that try to compete with my thoughts right here, trying to do the tutorial, because I'm still upset that it didn't go like it should, you know, go in a memorial service. I had to do my brother's memorial service, and I think I need to scooch one more in there. I think I can get one more that will just be perfect for mine, and you can self-determine that when you're making your ring. So what I'm going to do is pull this again, and see, here's my loop. Make sure that when you go to pull this to check your work, your loop isn't going to go through. There's that loop. Here's that loop right here. So just in case, I'm just going to pull on that and make it a long working thread. Okay, now I'm going to just kind of like, and you guys can do this, just kind of like spread it out in both directions if you have to, just to get that to, let me get that tail out of the way. See? So there you go. See? Now I'm going to give you guys another little clue here of something that you can do with these, okay? Now let me just show you. Let's tie off. Let's slip stitch to a join. Here's my first stitch. Did I get it all? Yeah. Pull through to slip stitch, close, okay? Slip stitch that. Trying to get this tail out of the way. Okay. Now I'm going to give you guys a hint for something else. Let me do something so I don't lose this. I'm going to be upset if I lose this slip stitch. Okay. Okay. When you stretch this to a nice little round, okay? What does that remind you of? Christmas leaf. A wreath, right? Now, you can take all different colors, yellow, white, green, purple, blue, And in each little stitch, I'll have to show you that like later, do small little flowers. You do small little flowers in every other or every 2 stitches, like a flower, skip 2 stitches, a flower, skip 2 stitches, a flower. I mean a flower. And that, different colors, and that could be your flowers on a wreath. So you can actually go from here and build this into little leaves, and then you can add like, if it's for a sewer, if you're making this wreath for a sewer, you can, this is a button, okay? And you just sew this into this wreath, okay? And that's why I brought these out, to show you guys. And here is a thimble. These little buttons. But you get it, right? Okay, let me just lay this flat so you guys can see if I can stick this out, and then I'll let's get you in closer. So like I was saying, you can put flowers, and then you put these little, sew these into this. Okay, you sew that, these little trinkets, these little, there's a measuring tape, here's a yarn spool, okay, and here's a, what do you call one of those dressing dolls, a sewing dolls, and then here's a button. You can sew this into a wreath, okay? Alright? And then just use it to decorate your, where'd it go? And then you just dangle it off onto your towel, you know? And sell it as a Christmas set, you know? And sky's the limit. When you guys learn these little simple techniques, and okay, let's just get going so we can get this part done. Get my stitch ready. Many things you guys can do, just if you're once I started doing this, it's just like when I'm making my junk journals. When I start doing my junk journals, my mind doesn't shut off. All the creative juices just flowing and flowing and flowing. If you've checked out my videos here on YouTube, you can see all the junk journals that I've made. Okay, so from here we have done a slip stitch, right? Okay, slip stitch. That's our slip stitch. And now what we're going to do, am I gonna, do I chain one here? Did I chain one? My God, that is who you are. I don't think I slip stitched. Nope. Okay. So no slip stitching. Go into, you know that there, your slip stitch went into that stitch right there, okay? So just take a quick look at that, and then you know you have to go into this next one and just try and be as loose as you can on this, because you don't want it too tight that you can't. Okay, Julie scissor hands. Okay, grab onto your rubber band. That's one single crochet into the next. This is number 2, number 3. Just want to make sure I didn't skip a stitch. There we go. Yeah, okay. Insert into the 3rd, yarn over, pull through 2, stitch number 4, stitch number 5, ooh, stitch number 5, and don't worry if it starts buckling, just kind of like once you're done completing this stitch right here, let's complete it. Pull through 2. Okay, you just kind of like pull your rubber band, get it straight, you know, as you're going along your work. Insert into the next stitch. This should be my 6th one. Okay, so let's count our stitches. This is where that slip stitch was, so this is the first double or single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. This one on the hook isn't count, it's a loop. Okay, so now checking for my loop, make sure I'm not running out of space here. Okay, so we're going to chain 1, turn our work. The second loop, the second chain from our loop right here, this is chain 1 and 2. You're going to insert and do your half double crochet. Oops. Half double crochet is, do I do it at that time? Yes. You're going to half double crochet. You're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the second chain from the hook. So right here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over and pull through 3, yarn over into this next stitch, and I see my loop coming up. Wait, right there, I saw it, I'm going to pull out, there's my loop. I'm going to make sure I pull out my yarn, because this has become a bulky weight yarn now, chunky. Okay, yarn over, insert, pull through 3, come on, okay, yarn over, see, make sure you grab all 3. I almost didn't get all 3. Yarn over, insert your hook, pull up and pull through 3. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over. Okay, I'm not, did I miss that? Hold up, I couldn't, nope, I already yarned over a lot. Okay, thought I already met my yarn loop at the end of it. Okay, so yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull through 3, yarn over, insert your hook, pull 3. This is your double crochet, half double crochet. Okay, so how did I miss that? Okay, so remember, at this point, because we're doing such bulky weight on a small rubber band, it's turning into a D-ring, which I don't mind. That just makes it look a little bit better, I think. Was that? Are you guys counting your stitches? Let's see. We should have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, one more. Yarn over. Yeah, it's been good, this music listening. Okay, so here we go. That's what it's looking like, okay? Can you guys see that? How beautiful, right? This is a half double crochet. So from your D-ring, you're making a row of 6 single crochets, chain 1, turn your work, right? And then we turned, and here's this next row, and I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. That's how you know that you're doing it right. You've got See the V's there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then now always chain 1, turn your work, and now we're working back and forth. We're not doing back loops only. We're not making ridges. Okay? So you're going to yarn over. You hook into the second chain from your hook. That's 1, 2. Always remember that, okay? Or you will mess up your count on your stitches, and all your stitches will start to begin looking very wonky, okay? We don't want wonky. And I'm almost closed. As you can see, I'm just going to unravel this real quick. I'm just going to unravel it, okay? I'm getting close to it, so I'm just going to lengthen my chain, okay? I'm just going to go ahead and do that. Okay, so that's our chain, that's our half double crochet, the first one. Now yarn over. Oh, let's see. Let me just show you how I missed it. See that? I didn't hook into all the yarn. So now I've got to take out that and start that over. Okay. Make sure you hook onto all 3 strands. Alright? Yarn over into the second chain from the hook. Yarn over and pull through. So just make sure you're grabbing onto all 3. Okay. Yarn over into the second chain and do your, if you have to go through your loops that slow, you need to do it, but you guys should be getting good at this by now, a little bit better, right? Okay. Of course you are, because all that repetitive stitching on the coasters and your mug cozies. And by the way, let me know, how are you guys doing? Have you guys made your projects? Have you made any? Okay, we're coming again, yarning over, inserting my hook into the 5th chain, yarn over, pull through, pull through, pull through. That's a jumbled mess. See, when I go slow, I kind of mess up each time. Okay, but that's okay. So insert, pull through, yarn over, and pull through 1. See, I can't do it that way. I've got to, let's yarn over. Okay, making sure that you have all your loops together constantly, and try and not do it so tight. How you know you're doing this tight? Let's just get through this one real quick and I'll show you. Here's our 6th stitch. Now that looks like a little massive bump, not whatever, okay, but turn. There is your, sometimes when you're crocheting, your last stitch will look like it's facing the front, so just look for it. Okay, look for that dimple. It's going to be right in there. See, it's going to be right in here. Just move that, separate this, and then go in here, hook onto that, pull up and pull up and pull through. And then when you turn, let's chain 1 first, and chain 1. Always chain when you're turning your work. And here we go. That's the back. How do I know that's the back? Well, the tail tells me it's the back. This is the front, okay? So you chain in, you've got it, and make sure, keep an eye if you're using this method. I am, because I want something so thick so when it hangs over the bathroom pole or the kitchen off your oven or your stove, then it's so thick that it's not, because of the amount of pulling and tugging on your washcloth. And see here, I missed that. I have to pull this out. Do that stitch over. So just look, if you're like, oh no, where's my stitch? Just kind of turn over and you can see right here on the front face your V right there. Can you see that? Right there. So just turn your work around. Okay, make sure you got all 3 strands. It's going to be hidden behind this thing that looks like a knot. Just kind of move it out of the way, go to the front and insert your hook, grab onto your chain, pull through. No, because you have to yarn over first, then insert your hook, pull through, and then you just yarn through, chain 1, and then you start all over with your stitching. Okay, so we are going to, okay, did we, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and I chained 1, turn the work. Okay, the chain, the second chain from your hook, because here's 1 and 2, so you always start right there, yarn over, okay, let's go through one more row, and then I will tell you one more thing where you're gonna want to stop. Do I have all 3? Yes. Let's get down this row. Oh, that is a lot of thread. It can be challenging, but if you're going to take that challenge, here's my loop. Here's my little loop that almost went into the next. I'm just now pulling that, making a longer chain. Okay, so yarn over, insert your hook, pull through, yarn over and pull through 3, yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 3, and I'm on my last one. How do I find my last one? Find that V, and using a dark thread like that, it's not very easy to spot, but see, if I have to turn my work to find that V, I'm going to scooch this little stitch away, and then I'm gonna insert and grab onto my chain, pull through, pull up that loop and pull through all 3, turn. Okay, now if you wanted to go through here from this point, okay, from this we did 1 2 3 4 rows of half double crochets. You can yarn over if you want to, yarn over, insert your hook, okay, oh boy, what happened here? Okay, did I chain? Nope, I didn't chain 1. Now I'm going to turn my work. Thank you for catching that. Okay, second chain from your hook right here, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up that loop, yarn over, pull through 1 set of those loops, the second set of those loops, and then pull through 2. That's a double crochet. Okay, so now if you wanted to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through 1, pull through 2, yarn over and pull through 2. That's your double crochet. Okay, here's my loop again. It just popped up again. Okay, I'm untangling. I'm just kind of like untwisting that. Look right here, and then I'm just gonna grab that thread, and there's my working yarn. It comes out, and I'm just pulling a long tail, yarn over, and let's just see what this looks like. If you're gonna, and let me say this, when you finish your single crochet row on this one, waiting for connection, you can start from here, double crochet if you want to do that. A lot of people would do that, and the reason for that is because the longer the stitch, okay, the quicker you will get done. Did I already? Okay, Julie, what you doing? What you doing? What you doing? Let's finish this. There we go. We finished that. Yarn over, insert your hook. Okay. Yarn over, insert your hook. Yarn over, yarn over. Here's our last one of the row. Insert your hook, pull through, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarn over. Oh, nope, look at that. You see that? Almost caught me there. And then I'm going to get that and pull through. It's for me. Love like a hurricane. Okay. There you go. There's your double crochet. Okay, this is the back of it because of this. Here's your front. If you can see that beautiful pattern that it makes, right? Let me just pull that out for a minute. I know that this kind of dips down because I just need to practice. I just need to remember that not to pull when you come to this end, not to pull it so tight. But it corrects itself when you come back to this end to do that stitch into this last stitch right here. This last stitch, I'm somehow missed one right there, but I'm going to keep going. This is a demo, but showing you. But look at how pretty. It changes up the pattern. Let's do one more row of these. But like I said, you can do all double crochets. So I've already chained one. I'm turning the work into the second chain from your hook. You yarn over one, insert, and then pull through that. Then you yarn over and pull through the last 2 loops. Okay, yarn over, insert your hook. Just all for me. Okay, so there we go. Okay, something happened here. If you can see, I screwed up on... No, did I screw up on that? No, I didn't. Oh, what am I talking about? Woohoo! It's just because we changed from the double crochet. Alright, don't freak out, Jules. Get a hold of yourself. Yarn over into that hook. Insert your hook into that chain. Pull through 2. Pull through 2. Insert, hook into there, pull through 2, pull through 2. Oh, here it is. I've got to get that. Pull through. And that method is just for those that only have one skein. Now if you have two of the same color, you'll have to put it all, you have to roll it up in a ball. Okay, roll it up in a ball, and then put the two threads together, and then that's another bulky. But this method, because I wanted super bulky, has 3 strands of yarn that I'm working with. Okay, and then I'm going to pull through 2 and pull through 2. So here is that. That's the front, and that's what your work is going to look like. So whichever one you want to keep doing, I know that looks a little wonky there, but it corrects itself when it's pulled up. See? This used to be this. You see how it just course corrects itself? It straightens out. So don't worry about that tiny little, slunch. And it's just a method of, it's just a matter of tension, but it still works itself out. Because when you look at it, they're both straight, right? You have straight edges. Okay, so we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. Okay, and then if you want to try and train yourself to just, let's pull through 2, okay. So from here, what I'll try and do is trying to keep it loose right here, because this first chain that kind of wants to slouch over on the edges. So let's just see. Yarn over, go into your second hook, hold on. Did I not pull through all both? No, I didn't. Make sure you pull. You should only have 3. Okay, make sure you pull through all the way. Yarn over. We're working double crochets. Yarn over and pull through the last 2. And see, if you can see when we turn our work, it's kind of slouchy, but it's okay. It just corrects itself. Now I'm going to stop right here because I'm going to finish. What I'm going to do is probably do, this is what you have to keep in mind. It's the reason why I'm not saying how many rows for you to stitch is because you want to stitch long enough so that you can fold it over and have like a space length like this. Okay, so you've got, let's just scooch it, you have one towel hanging here, one towel hanging here in your kitchen or your bathroom. Okay, so check your work from time to time. What you're going to do is, so when I'm stitching and I'm going to count how many rows I've got, this I'm going to go, because this is a bulkier weight, may not take me that long to get to a good weight, so I can fold this over to where this band is going to come right about here once it's tucked in, right? Okay, so I am going to pause this right now and I'm going to finish my stitching. And because I did single 4 rows of half doubles, I'm going to do, I don't know, a nice good chunk of double crochets about this length, this much more, and then I'm going to do 4 more rows. I'll do 4 rows of half double crochets, and then we're going to stitch this together. Okay, and I'll show you when we get there. Okay, hang on, I will be back. Oh my, okay. Sorry about that, guys. Pretty sure you heard me fumbling. Maybe, hopefully I didn't say anything wrong, but my screen went blank. I pressed enter on my computer and it started recording. I don't know how long it started, but anyway, we're here. We are here, okay? And so this right here obviously is smaller, but as you can see, I'm using the same stitch, except that these are all half double crochet. I did a single crochet, half double crochet for 4 rows, and I did double crochets for 4 to 6 rows. No more than, no, about yeah, about between 4 and 6 rows. And then I did like 2-3 rows of half double crochet, and now I'm going to take that half double crochet and attach it to this here, so that, but I wanted to just jump in and show you this. If you, let me zoom out a bit so you can see both. This is about 8 inches, and this is about 9.5, 9 3/4 maybe. And then when I attach this from this edge right here to this edge right here is going to be 10 inches, okay? So that when we go to, once this is attached, okay, this is the front face that I want. So when we're done stitching this, I'm gonna flip this over, okay, because I want my front, as you could see the difference. Here's the front and there's the back. You could see more distinctive stitchings in the front than it is the back. So when it's like this, when we've stitched it in, sorry, my ear's itching, it will end up becoming like this. So that way I can push this through, okay? So that's what that's good. Oh, well, let's just get to stitching, and then we can just go ahead and finish this, wrap it up, and then get you making. See, is that the same side? Holy Lord. Okay, so here's where we left off, remember that? And I had to cut the thread, okay? So I connected that, okay? And then I'm leaving it here just like this. I should have tied this off, because actually, let's go do that. Let's do that now. Let's see how I can do this without using my darning needle. Let's see. Okay, so this was the ending stitch of our, okay, and what I needed to do was, remember, yarn, chain 1, we're going to chain 1, right, and then turn if we were going to continue, but I'm not. So let's show you this again. Okay, we finished off here, alright? I cut it off. If I was going to continue this row, I would have done this. I would have chained 1 and turned the work, right? But I'm not. I'm just chaining the 1. And then bring this through, and I'm going to tie off here. If I can get it through here without losing all my threads. Okay, there we go. Oh boy, I pulled that tight, didn't I? Oh yes, I did.
072.
Alright, let's see if I can get this undone. Let me get it undone. I'll be right back. Okay, I have undone this. I undid the knot. Now, I didn't like how that knot came out, worked out. I cut mine too soon. I should not have, but I had to, because I'm working off one skein. So what I'm going to do is, when you have cut a tail this short, okay, don't worry about it, because this is what you're going to do. You take your darning needle. I'm going to tie it off into this chain right here, but I'm going to push it through here. Okay? I'm going to hold it, because you can't, if you were to thread it and then try to sew into it, impossible, right? Okay, so I'm going to thread it just like this. Okay. Oh, there's one. Supposed to get the... I'll just cut it. I was just going to try and wing it and try and get all these little uneven pieces in there together. I'm not going to fuss with that right now, because let's just get this through the darning needle. You know, I can do this. It's only on camera when all of this slows down. Go figure. Okay. When you have a small tail, you put it through your work and then just meet the end of the yarn and take it through. Okay, then bring it through. Just bring it through here. Okay. See? Just bring it through. Okay, and then I'm just going to release that. I'm going to take a, I'm going to pull that out just a little bit. See this yarn? I'm going to pull it out just a bit. Okay, just like that. And take the hook and bring this through here. Those little yarn bits. Pull it up. Make a yarn. I'm a knot. Pull it. Okay, pull it. And then we'll weave that in. But here's our stitch, okay? Here's this. We're leaving that for right now. Fix your, you know, your rubber band piece, your second piece. Now, I'm going to show you something. Oy. Ow. I got a pimple on my face. I've had a pimple on forever. I don't know why. I have no idea why I got a pimple on my face. Okay. It's been a while, so you know, you have a tendency you want to touch it because you could feel it, right? I haven't had it for ages. I'm like way post-menopause. Okay. So here, you see your ends, they match, right? They match. Look, if I were to turn it over, those stitches match. Okay? These stitches match. Okay, but we're working here. This is where I left off. Now, when you leave off, this end that we ended the stitch on, which should have had a longer tail, is supposed to be your last working stitch, should be on top. Okay, on top. This where we cut off should be on the opposite end. Okay? So everyone's got that, right? Opposite. So then we're going to bring this together like this, right? Turn our work. Okay, let's do that again. Last loop, last ending chain that we worked, like this. Now we're going to, because we want this to be on the same side, we're going to flip that over, okay? Get these chains. I think, is that my right side? Nope. Okay, here we go. Yeah, that's the correct side. This, just double check, because I don't want to start stitching and have to undo it. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. Instead of going this way, we are going to go flip it like this. See that? Flip it. And you're saying, well, gosh, Julie, this thing is just super wide. it doesn't match up, but it does match up because we have 6 stitches, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches on that row. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're not counting this chain 1 and turn. I'm just holding it there for the placeholder, so that when you turn your work, then I can release this, right? Right? I'm just holding it so it doesn't, I don't lose my stitching. Okay, well, we're not going to do that either. Okay, let me just double check my sanity here. I'm lining it up. I've got 6 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Nope, you gotta get that. You gotta get that chain 1, turn over. Okay, I'll show you why. Make sure I got. Oops, I dropped it. Hang on. Okay, let me line up my work. It's going this way. Yep, everything's good. This way. My hook. Okay, we got this. We're gonna release that up. Ooh, all these tiny little threads. Okay, now here's your last V. Here's your 6th V right here. You're gonna line this up. Line them up. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, you got it lined up, and you got this right here, right? So this chain, this side chain right here, you want to hook into right there, like that, just past your 6th one, your side chain. Hook this into it. Okay, slip stitch through that, just bring it through, pull it through, and now we are going to, you take this, you're going to hook into your chain 1 and then your back loop. Okay, here's your chain, here's your V, and you're going to hook onto the back loop. Okay, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Okay, slip stitch into the 2nd chain. How you know you did the first one is right there, you could see that. Here's your 2nd one, and into the back loop of your 2nd one behind this work right here. You see that? Oops, make sure you got all your, make sure you got all of it, and then make sure you don't go past your loop. Okay, those are the things you have to keep watching out for. Okay, and then pull through, and you're going to slip stitch. You're not going to do a single stitch. You're going to single crochet. Now into the 3rd, and get into the 3rd, and you're going to yarn over and pull through, slip stitch, go into the 5th, that's the 4th. See how I know I'm looking at that stitch, so I need to go to the next one, to this stitch, and then to the back loops of this stitch, pull through, slip stitch, into this loop, into this loop, the back loop, and then pull through into a slip stitch into this last stitch. Oops. Oh no, I totally stretched that out. I'll fix it. Okay, and then this back loop, the back loop of the last stitch, yarn over, pull through, and slip stitch. Okay, And then when you turn over, you've just stitched into your work. You see that? Hang on. Let me pull up this so I don't lose. Oh, ooh, almost lost it. There's my loop. Is that my loop? No. Did I lose my loop? Oh, shoot. Oh, snap. I did. Hang on. Oh. I didn't watch out for my loop. You guys, you're supposed to be yelling through the... Okay, let me grab it. There's my last loop. Ay, ay, ay. Alright. Lost some stitches, so I gotta grab my stitches. Alright. Darn it. Okay, going back a few stitches now, because I pulled out. It happens. Just happens. You know? Back loop. The heck, Jules? Through. What in the world? Okay. Got all my stitches. I went through my first loop on this side. Oh, that's why. Oh, I was grabbing onto... Okay, now I grabbed onto the back loop. Pull through. Slip stitch. Go into the next. And then to the back loop. Pull through. Into the hook. Back loop. What am I snagging onto? I am totally... What is going on? Hang on, guys. This has never happened to me before, obviously. Let me fix that. What's going on here? There it is. That stitch, and I'm going into the back loop. Yikes. Going into my stitch, and into the back loop only. Pull through. Pull through into my next stitch, into the next full stitch, and then back into the back loop only. Pull through, and slip stitch, back into that full stitch, this last stitch, and into the, here's the V, and I'm only getting the back loops. Then I'm going to pull through into a slip stitch. I'm just going to pull this through just a little bit so I don't lose anything. And I'm going to show you now. Okay, so we've got... Hold on now. That doesn't... Yep, that's right. That's correct. Because that's... Nope, that is not correct. Oh, let me figure out what I did wrong. Hang on, y'all. Well, anyway, guys, I know I sounded frustrated just moments ago, but I was correct. So, whatever you'd seen, because I can't play back this last scene, I was correct. I just dropped my stitch marker. I was correct. Okay? Stitching this is my first experience using 3 of this to make a bulky weight, so my stitches were confusing me, because when I was looking over this and I thought, man, that just seems super bulky, but I had to remember, okay, we're stitching this last stitch, we just put it together. See how bulky that is, right? It's like, oh my gosh. It's normal because, so let's just finish this off. Okay, so we were here and we're going to fasten off. Make sure your loop, you've got a loop here. Let me see if I didn't swallow it up. See, there it is. I had to extend it so I don't lose that thread again. And that's what happened in that last stitch. It's like, what is going on? I lost the stitch. I lost the loop. So I'm about to, this loop is about to go in here, but I'm going to chain one. Hang on, let me see. So I just finished pushing this over, not chain one. We're going to yarn over and pull this loop to close it, to finish it. And then we're going to chain one. Oh, just make sure. See, there's my loop. It's getting pretty close to the end here. And that's just because, you know, the amount I've like now. I'm going to cut a tail off. Okay? There goes my loop. My loop's going to come right through, but I'm just going to go like that. I hope I didn't lose a whole lot of yarn. That's what I'm not too sure of when we cut off like that. But we still have three. We have 3 loops still. That's a little scrap. Okay, and then cut that loop like this. So we finished, and then because it's so bulky, it's going to be a bigger knot. Just finish that off, tie that knot off. It's one thing about it I don't like having to put through, look at that, 3 threads together. But that's okay, we'll just have to sew that in. Now, it's going to seem super bulky, right here especially, but you know it becomes like this. You see how you have these ridges from connections, spacing? Well, that's what this ends up. It's a little bit thicker because of the bulky weight that we're using of yarn. We're using 3 yarns instead of 2, okay? Because we're working off of 1 skein. Now, if you have 2, let me show you something. Oh, I could use that for something else, but let me just show you what I'm talking about. Okay, normally, if you're working with 2 skeins, this is what your stitches are going to look like, as opposed to what we've been stitching. But because I'm doing this for those that just have 1 skein, 1 yarn ball, okay, and this is what your stitches are going to look like. Okay, it's not very big. I mean, it's bigger than a single. You see that? It's bigger, isn't it? There's a stitch and there's a stitch. And then when you come over here to compare it to 3 strands of stitching, look at that. Look at how bulky that is. Do you see the bulkiness? Look at that. It's super thick, but I rolled with it because in case those who want to do the 3, I mean to 1 skein of yarn, 1 ball of yarn, making a what you call it, a super bulky weight, a bulky yarn. Okay, here's the inside, and here's the design I want it, because you see more of the stitching. Okay, so once you're done, of course, you're going to, do you guys know how to stitch in your work already into your, to weave it in? So that's one thing. Trying to, I'll probably undo that and do that knot over, because I don't want to see that. Look at that. I shouldn't see this like that. It shouldn't stick out. I can tie that knot better, but because of, for sake of time. Okay, so now you look, as opposed to this flipsy flopsy thing that'll overstretch in time, as opposed to this thick and chunky. This is what I want. If I'm going to have it hanging on my stove or bathroom, the yanking and pulling of your, taking in your, you know, pulling your towel in and out of here, right? So if this is the side, is that the side I want? Either side, either way is beautiful. Okay, you could do either or. See, either or, either side you want, right? So let's just pretend all of this is tied in, okay guys? Unless it's just gonna be in the way. Let me just show you. So when you're gonna put this together, you just put your hand through this thing, okay? And so this is the bulkiness of the, it's so chunky and bulky, okay? Chunky and bulky to add to, where is it? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? It's not it. Look at how beautiful that is. Now, on this, you could, instead of doing the green, because if you're doing a green, of course that just blends in, right? We can chain, well, but it's supposed to be a vine, right? And I guess that's going to be okay, because look, watch this. So I'm going to turn it over to connect this thing. Turn it over, pull this through. You can squish and squeeze it before you put your little whatchamacallit, air freshener in there. Just pull your leaf through and you can hang it off like that. Let me zoom you out a bit because I feel like I'm in your face. Okay, so this is what we made. Okay, now when you have a towel wrapped in here, okay, pretend this is my bath towel. Just get our bath towel in here, right? Pulling that over. Okay, and you got, well, it won't sit on top of the towel, but you get my point, right? So you've got your towel hooked on there, super, you know, strong, right? And then you've got your little air freshener, and then you've got another one to hang another towel on. See that? And so if I'm pulling it out, just pulling the towel out, I'm not going to hurt it, right? I'm not going to hurt this either. So so here's our flower. Oops, untwist it. Untwist this flower, and then what you could do is just, you can slide this down, put that right behind your pumpkin, okay, and that's latched onto your towel hanger, or you could just leave it like this, okay, to leave this air freshener on and just put your towel here. Let's do this. Push it up a little bit more, and you can just hang your towel here, and that way this little feature hangs over your towel. Okay, this is for the holidays now. That's why I'm using all of these colors. So let's get making this pumpkin, okay? And you can just pull it out before you put your air freshener disc in there, okay? So let's make this guy. But tie in your ends. I'm going to pause here and just tie in my ends so that when we're done making this, you know, we'll have something together to look nice and neat. Okay? Okay. Let me just show you this. I'm going to pop you in, back into... Okay. Remember that beginning loop that we had on our... Do you see this right here? Right here? That was our tail from looping our rubber band. I just snipped it. I cut that off. And this is what I do. I just take this, put a knot, push it in, not too much, but enough, snug enough. And another knot, tight, tight, tight. Okay. And then let's see, I usually square off my edges here like that. Get my darning needle. Put that. I'm sorry, you know, if you guys are If you don't like my music, I'm sorry. I have to keep it on, because if I'm just doing this and I'm just hearing my voice talk the whole time, I'm gonna start hearing another conversation in my head, and that's with how things went yesterday that my daughters told me about, which, boy, if I was there, Ferdinandita, the bull, would have just took charge, I'm telling you. And I'm just gonna go in through here, okay? I'm pushing that through, just push it through to the end of that. Yeah, so this is my way of having my coming to Jesus moments, okay? This is my coming to Jesus moment, so I just, if you're strong enough, pull it through. Hang on. Shouldn't use my teeth, but sorry about that. I couldn't. Okay, where's that? Just check your yarns. Pull it through. See, it kind of looks messy right in there. Just pull whatever string that's back in there and just kind of fiddle fart with your, fiddly-dee, fiddly-doo. I didn't mean fiddle fart, but, just fiddly-dee, fiddly-fum, fiddly-fo, your work, and then, stretch it if you have to, stretch it to get it back in place. It's not going to hurt, but working with 3 strands, I'm telling you what, woo, you got to just be careful and watchful for a few things. Okay, so I'm going to be, so there is that. I need to cut that off a little bit more, don't I? Okay, so you just weave these in, weave them in. Is that a knot that's going to come out? No, I've already tied off. We've tied off on that, and I'm going to weave it in. I think I'm going to weave it in that way. Now, because the tail is so short, here, don't panic. Just stick your darning needle through the area that you want to have it stitched into. I'm not going to do it here because that's far away. You're going to see this like funky loop. So I'm directly behind this. I'm going to come in and start stitching back here into this area. See, I'm putting my darning needle in here. I'm going to turn my hook, and I'm going to just square this off a little bit more. Put it together. I'm going to push this through. Don't use your teeth like I did to pull my yarn through, but my finger strength, having to yarn 3 pieces of yarn. Okay, here we go. Oh my, yesterday, see, I just have to keep my headspace in this is my coming to Jesus way. I listen to praise and worship, so I don't think about, because it's just still too fresh, how things this memorial service, my sister just wanted out there as soon as it was done. She just wanted to be gone, and she got gone. I'm telling you that much. She just said, everybody just do whatever with the flowers. She ended up bringing my flowers that I got her, which took a huge, it's gigantic, 3 feet by 3 feet wide, 3 feet high, 3 feet wide. People were wanting that, and Layla, her granddaughter, little Ricky's baby girl, my nephew Ricky. Oh, goodness gracious. I'm going to be losing my thread here. if I keep snipping. Okay, come on, you could do this, you could do this. If someone has an easier way, please share. But there, okay, so when I have too, like, the thread that's too short, okay, not by happy accident, I'm going to do this. I'm going to, okay, I'm going to pull this through just like this to where it's almost right at the edge. Okay, I'm going to go like this and pull it through and then stretch it out into place and then cut that off like so. Okay, so while you guys do that, I'm going to finish up doing mine and I'll be back. Okay, let's get into the pumpkin. I'm going to zoom you out. The reason why I zoomed out is because I had to make sure my table was straight, like right here. So I had to pull it back, and so let me zoom back in. Okay. Now, if you guys want this bigger, I have 2 balls on my table, okay? And the reason why I had 2 balls on my table, that sounds funny, but 2 yarn rolls, sorry about that, 2 yarn rolls, was because of this. I tried this whole thing with one, and it was too flipsy flopsy, especially if it's going to hang on a vertical, it's a vertical hook. Remember, here's this, and then your wall cabinet is like this, so you're going to stick it through your vertical handle of your cabinet, and pulling on it and tugging on it for something this thin is, I mean, it'll stretch, but look at that, it's just too flipsy flopsy. Okay, now on your pumpkin, same thing. If you want a thicker pumpkin, so here's the first one that I made, real thin, but when you sew them together, they're chunky. Okay, it's chunky, and all you're doing for here, you're going to slip in one of those air freshener car discs that you can find at Bath and Body Works. Okay, and so, and then you can, they come in all beautiful scents, and you can just stick one in for your bathroom or in your kitchen, right? So if you want it chunkier than that, then go with 2 threads, but I'm not doing that because I have 2 put together and it's chunky enough, and the disc that you buy is so light that it's not going to weigh this down, but this is a pouch for you to stick that in. Okay, now we are going to start with a magic ring. Okay, my magic ring always starts off like this. This is the easiest way I know how to do it now. I'm going to take my 5mm hook. Okay, 5mm hook. Okay, there's an X. Okay, that's an X. So hook down, hooking over, turning my hook, and then grabbing this yarn and pulling it through. Okay, hang on to that, pull your tail through that, and what are you going to do? I'm going to do a Julie scissor hand, and I'm going to grab this. I'm going to grab them. Trust me, I'm going to grab them. My arthritic hands right now, they're tired. So trying to grip something right now is just so hard. Really, even this yarn, this light. So now I am going to, we're going to chain 2. 1, 2, hold on to that. Okay, readjust your hand if you need to, and into this circle, which is a lot of them refer to as a magic circle, a lot of them refer to as a magic ring. To me, that's a ring. Well, it's a circle, but it's a ring that we made. So I'm grabbing this, I'm going to grab them together if I can. Oh my goodness, Julie. I know you can do it. My hands are weak right now. So, because I've been crocheting for days trying to get all of this done for this next video. So now double crochet 12. We're going to go in 12 or 13, but 12, you know. Let's do 12. So yarn over. Okay. You're going to yarn over. Hold on to that. Into the magic ring. Yarn over and pull through your loop. Pull through 1. Yarn over and pull through 2. Okay? So now I gotta just pull some working yarn out like that. Julie scissor hands. I'm gonna hold it like this and grab onto my ring. Yarn over. Insert your hook into the magic ring. Pull through 2, pull through 2. You guys seen that? Yarn over, insert your hook into the magic ring, pull through. I'm holding this with my thumb. Pull through 2, pull through 2, pull. Okay, that's supposed to go like this. Okay, start all over. So, yarn over, insert your hook through the ring, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through 2, and pull through 2, okay? So you continue to do this until you come to at the end of the row. Let's do another one. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a ring, pull through 2, pull through 2 now. I hope by this time you guys have been making a lot of stuff to get to know how to do this, okay? So I'm going to meet you back at the end of double crochet number 12. Okay, so see you in a minute. Okay, you guys, so we're here at the end of the 12th double crochet. So while I was right about when I'm about to say the 8th stitch, my string was going away. So remember, you just kind of slightly tug on it, right, to give you some more chain, because you don't want your chain to disappear into here. This tail, you don't want it to disappear, because then you won't have anything to pull your circle to a close. Okay, so now I'm going to take the tail, I'm going to hang on to it and slowly pull that to a close. Okay, tug on it. Okay, you see this white spot? That's part of the yarn, so I have to roll with it. So now into your first, here's your first, that chain 2, when we started this, that counts as a double crochet. That's why we have 12. So make sure you count all of your stitches. Make sure you have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 1, 2, 3. So this is a double crochet, but you're counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Ends right there. This is not a chain. That's just a loop. So now you want to take, and here's the logic of this. So when we're going to slip stitch to join, we're going into this first one. Well, you're thinking, well, we won't end up with 12 stitches, but yes, we will, because when you join, that loop now becomes that 12 stitches. Do you see what I'm saying? So it becomes the 12th stitch. So recount it and you'll end up. So does that make sense? Going like this. Right here from this chain all the way, we have 12 stitches. So if this loop on this hook, once it's inserted in here, we're taking away, now we're subtracting 1, but we're now adding it back in by a slip stitch. So adding it by a slip stitch. So you can count it again and it'll be 12, okay? So count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. Oh, can you guys see that? Count your V-stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. We have the 12th one we made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did you see that? We got 12. Did you count 12? Oh, my fingers are fatigued. Like, yikes, yikes, yikes. Okay. Okay, so now what we want to do is, okay, let's chain 2. That's what we're going to start off. Chain 2. And then in each stitch, we are going to double crochet increase. That means 2 double crochets into 1 stitch. So double crochet increase. That's an increase. Right now this is not an increase because it only has 1. So now into the same stitch, we're going to yarn over into that same stitch. We're going to double crochet 1, pull through 2, and that now becomes your first double crochet into the stitch. Okay, all right, so each stitch around you're going to put 2 double crochets into each one of these stitches, which is called, when you hear other crocheters, double crochet increase. Okay, all the way around. So that's what we're doing. Yarn over into the second stitch, double crochet, and then yarn over into that same stitch, double crochet, not in that same, wait a minute, did I put 3 in there? Holy smokers. No. Okay. This is my second stitch and I'm putting 2 into it right now. So yes, put 2 of these double crochets into 1 stitch, and you do that all the way around, and you should end up with a count of 24 stitches. And what are they? These V's. You want to count 1, 2, 3. I've got 4 now. Okay, I've got 4 stitches because I did 1 set and 2 sets. I've got 2 sets of double crochet increases, which equals out to being 4 stitches. Okay, because each double crochet counts as 1, right? But if you're putting 2 in 1, I've got 2 plus 2, that equals 4 stitches. So you do double crochet into each stitch around. Okay.
Plus get 60-month special financing on select in-store purchases made with your Ashley Advantage Synchrony credit card. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payments required. No minimum purchase required. See ashley.com for details.
You know, typically I won't be playing my praise and worship music, but this is how I come to Jesus. This is my coming to Jesus moment. So when you hear me saying, man, I had to stop and I just had to have a coming to Jesus moment, this is how I have my coming to Jesus moment. Get into the headspace, the heart space of worship, because only He can give you peace and strength, because He is the only one. I'm telling you, I have been through so much loss. Okay, so much loss, family loss, and He's the only one. And if I can keep my heart space to see Him always, He reminds me that all of my loved ones, because they are Christians, they've given their lives to the Lord. To be absent from the body is to be instant, you know, with the Lord, to be immediately present with the Lord. You know, I'm sure you've heard of it. For those that are some Christianese here, we are absent from the body. That moment is to be present with the Lord. So I was trying to get my sister to focus. I talked to my brother Rick and said, you know, Rick, you were the praise and worship leader And I said, you need to get this family focused on who their faith, who their our whole faith is based on, why we are and who we are in Christ Jesus. That yes, we'll suffer so much here on earth, but he's our Redeemer. I'm telling you, he will redeem us, and he's redeemed Tabitha. You know, I think what's upsetting her is because she's saying, oh, I prayed for her healing and I asked God to heal her, and he didn't, and she's gone. Well, he did heal her his way. His way is not always our way, right? He knew that for her it would be a lot safer for Tabitha to be in his arms than for her to continue on this earth because of the things that were happening with her. I'm not going to go into that detail, but if you go and read Isaiah chapter 57 verse 1, you'll understand this. And I think the reason why I'm sharing this with you guys is because you might be a brother or sister listening to this, and you're suffering loss. You got to remind yourself of this. You know, King David, when he came back from a huge battle, to find that his whole family, women and children, you know, grandmothers and grandfathers gone. Okay? They all cried, the men of valor, and he separated himself, and he said, I had to go and strengthen myself in the Lord. And that's what you have to do, is you have to strengthen yourself in the Lord by reminding yourself God's word and his promises. And God's promise was fulfilled with Tabitha. She's in the loving arms of her Savior and Abba Father. So here we are at the end of this row, and I believe that's it, because there's that one stitch, so I'm going to count. Let's count, right? I hope I didn't skip a double crochet, you know, into the same chain space. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22. This must be it. 23 24. That must be my last stitch. Oh, it is. Yep, it is. Yarn over, insert my hook into this last stitch, pull up a loop, one more double crochet. So what's got me, my spirit all in a uproar also, is all those people in Tennessee and North Carolina and parts of Florida who are without help. They're stuck up on the mountain and they're not getting help through our federal government, and you know who's in charge of that, right? And can you imagine? Just imagine yourself trying to not have a shower, no water, no electricity. What do you drink? How do you bathe yourself? How? There's no water, nothing up there. And so that's why I have to continue to have a coming to Jesus through my worship music, because otherwise I will wish every ugly thing upon those that are not helping out. You know, if I wasn't disabled, I'd be gone. I'd be gone. Trust me. I'll be grocery shopping in my house right now, everything that I need, extra blankets, everything, and loading it in my car, and I'll be gone. I'll be gone. So anyway, we're at the end of row 2, and you're going to slip stitch into this first stitch. So we have 24 stitches. Pull through, okay? And let me take a drink of my coffee, and I really need to drink coffee, right? Like, I'm already chatty catty. Do I really need more coffee? Yes, I do. Okay, guys, I'm going to follow my instructions here, okay? Well, it's going to be the typical time, like Julie time, of trying to show you guys how to do something, but just remember, I've got all these done in a short amount of time, because I'm just crocheting away, right? But trying to show you guys so you guys can latch on to this the first time. I'm hoping that you're doing that, being able to crochet along and do what I'm doing, so you can then continue to follow the video or write it down. And I'll go through my stuff and write things down and post it somehow, the pattern, so you guys will have it. So we're here, we've joined with a slip stitch. We're not going to chain 2. We're going to immediately go into the next chain, not the same chain, but you know where this join was. Go into this next one and you're going to do a slip stitch. That's the first thing you're going to do, is slip stitch. Okay, slip stitch. And then the second, what you're going to do is you're going to do into the next stitch, you're going to combine a half double crochet. A half double crochet is going through 3 loops, that's your half double, and then you're going to do yarn over and do a double crochet. Okay, double crochet. You guys should already know how to do this now. If not, practice on the other videos. I'm going to get some more yarn here. Okay, and the next one. Okay, hang on. What did I do with my pen? Hold on a second. I'm going to make sure I mark each one that I've done. Okay, so I've done that up to this far. Next one, we're going to do a double crochet increase. Do you guys know what that is? A double crochet increase into the next stitch. That's 2 double crochets inside of 1 stitch. That's what that means. Okay. Double crochet increase into that next stitch. Okay. Let me mark this off. Now we're going to do 1 double crochet increase in the next 2 stitches. Okay, 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. That's 1, and this is next double crochet into the next stitch. That's 2. So that's 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Okay, that's the next step. Okay, let me mark it off. 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Hold on a second. I hope I didn't double write my, hang on. Okay, so when we started, we had a slip stitch to join. Then our first official stitch on this row was into the next stitch was a slip stitch, and into the next chain right here, into the next stitch, here's our slip stitch, into the next stitch was a half double crochet and a double crochet into the same stitch, and then we did a 1 double crochet into the next stitches, 2 stitches, so that's 1 and 2, 1 double crochet in 1 stitch, 1 double crochet in 1 stitch, and the next one was a double crochet increase. That means 2 double crochets into the 1 stitch. So the next step after that, okay, I'm going to mark it off, is a 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. So we're going to do that again. After this double crochet increase, we're going to go 1 double crochet into the next stitch. Make sure, ooh, I got that right in that next stitch. 1 double crochet. Okay, 1 double crochet in the next stitch. Now I've got that marked off. In the next one we have to do another 1 double crochet increase. We're doing a 1 double crochet increase again into the next one. So this is our next stitch. 1 double crochet into that 1 stitch, that's an increase stitch. Miracles come with your soul. one double crochet, one double crochet increase in the next stitch, and then we need to do one double crochet. Hang on, hold up, let me stop again. Okay, we were on track. Okay, we're on track. Now the next one after that double crochet increase, we are going to do a double crochet. We're going to combine a stitch into this next. Okay, in the next stitch we're going to do one double crochet, one double crochet, one double crochet, and now a half double crochet. Do a half double crochet, and that's, you guys know how to do that half double crochet, right? That's what I'm hoping. And now into this next two stitches, 1, 2, you're going to slip stitch, slip stitch. That's one slip stitch. Go into the next one and do a slip stitch. Okay. Okay, that's a slip stitch for 2. And now let me just mark off my, and we did slip stitch. Now we're going to do reverse. We're going to, in the next stitch, okay, there's that stitch. Don't, now look at your work, make sure you're not going to go into the same one. So after that second slip stitch into this next one, you're going to do a half double crochet, pull through 3, and in that same stitch, yarn over first. Now we're doing a double crochet, double crochet. Oh. Ooh. Okay, do that one over. Open up. Okay, double crochet. Love like you. Okay, so that's the half double crochet with a double crochet into that same stitch, and then after that, because I am marking off my stuff, I'm gonna mark it off, half double crochet in that stitch. Now we need to do one double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So 1 double crochet into this one, 1 double crochet, and then into the next stitch, make sure I'm not skipping a stitch, another double crochet, and I'm going to mark my notes. And now we're going to do a double crochet increase. So that's 2 double crochets into the next stitch. That's 1, 2, another double into that same chain space. Okay, get some more yarn here. I'm gonna mark me off, and then now we're gonna do another, we're gonna do a double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So here's 1, and in the next stitch another double crochet. Okay, working it off, and then we're going to do, okay, another double crochet in the next 2 stitches, another, oh, yay, trying to go fast here. One more into the next one right here. Okay, and then let me mark that off. We need to do a, so here's that. I think I missed a stitch here. I missed a...
Some days you hit snakes.
Let me just finish this out, and if I do, I have to unravel
Hey,
it.
you have to go on a run
Okay,
to get burgers for the tailgate.
and then we're going to do this row 3 again. Okay, because the next stitch is supposed to be a half double. It's supposed to be a double crochet into the next stitch. It's a combined, so we're going to do a half double into this stitch,
Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch, Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
and then we're supposed to slip stitch. And so this, I can tell that I did this wrong. You want to know why? Because look, I missed a stitch on this side somewhere, okay? And that's why I'm going to redo it. So I'm going to pause here, you guys, and then I'm going to come back to the beginning and we're going to redo it again, okay? Okay, be back. Okay, here I'm back at that slip stitch after the second row that it's done. Okay, and so we're not chaining one, but we're going into the next stitch right here. We're going to slip stitch. Okay, slip stitch into the next one. In this next one, we're going to do a half double crochet. So yarn over into the stitch, pull up a loop, and then pull through all 3. In the same stitch, let's do a double crochet, a double crochet, and as I'm marking it away, we finished that. Now we're going to do 1 double crochet increase into the next 2 stitches. Not increase, 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches, not an increase, just 1 double crochet in the next 2. Okay, mark that off. The next one, we're going to do a 1 double crochet increase. We're going to do a double crochet increase now into that same stitch. In the next stitch, I'm trying to get my yarn straight, yarn over. In the next stitch, we're doing an increase, double crochet, increase, marking this off. Next one, we're going to do a 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. Next 2 stitches is 1. That's the first one. Now the next stitch over. Okay. Now we're going to do 1 double crochet increased in the next stitch. We're doing another double crochet increase. Increase. Okay. I've marked that off. 1 double crochet increase. I wrote down 1 double crochet increase into the next 2 stitches. Okay, 1 double crochet increase, next 2 stitches. So we have to do another double crochet increase. I think this is the one I skipped. I didn't do 2 sets of double crochets, that's why. Didn't look like an apple. Because by the end of this, it should look like a shape of an apple, you know, but it's a shape of a pumpkin. Okay, now now we are doing the 1 double crochet. In the next stitch, we're combining a 1 double crochet, double crochet with a half double crochet, and then next we're going to do 2 single stitches. No, now I'm yarning over a slip stitch. 1 slip stitch, 2 slip stitch, 2 slip stitch. Okay, now let me mark that off. And now we're going to do it backward. We're going to do a half double crochet and a double crochet in the next stitch. Okay, that's a half double. That's yarn over, pull through 3 loops. Now a double crochet into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. Marking, we did that, plus that. Okay, and now we're going to do 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So that's 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. There's 1, and in the next one we're going to do 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Okay, and then we're going to do a double crochet increase, double crochet increase in the next stitch. In the same stitch, another double crochet. Okay, so we did that one, and then now we're going to add we're doing a 1 double crochet in the next 2 stitches. Next 2 stitches, that's the second one. Okay, it's 2 stitches, 1 double crochet increase. Now we're going to do a double crochet increase 2 times now. So we'll, on the first one, 1 double crochet increase, 1 double crochet increase. Okay, this is number 1, number 2 into the same stitch. So that's the first set. Okay, now into the next stitch we're going to do another double crochet increase. Okay, so yarn over, yarn over, do another double crochet increase, okay, so that's the second one. So we've got 2 side by side, and now we are going to do a 1 double crochet, half double crochet combination. So we're going to do a 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet into the same stitch. We're doing a half double crochet. Okay, half double, half double, half double. Nope, that was a double. Did you catch that? Hey, caramba. Okay, pull out. This should be into the same stitch, into that same stitch. Did I snag it? That's what I did. Okay, next to that double crochet in that same chain space, it is, okay, in that same chain, hang on, backing out of that. I don't know why that stitch looks kind of wonky. Yep, that's why. Woo! Let me show you what I did. I went right in there instead of, do you see that stitch, how it's separated? See that little tiny ring? I went into that space instead of that tiny thing. So make sure you guys check that. Okay, so I'm going to do my double crochet first because I had to pull it out, and then the half double crochet in that same stitch, pulling through all 3. Okay, and now we're going to do a slip stitch. Okay, so just going in here to this next stitch, and let's do a slip stitch to close. Okay, So that's what we're going to do. That's our slip stitch, and then we're going to tie off. That's chain 1, and then we're going to pull up and cut the yarn. Okay, and pull, tug on that for a little knot. Now I know it wants to curl, but you can just stretch it, like kind of like tug on it, not too hard, but just enough. I'm going to pull this ring, okay, and then we're going to tie off or yarn in or weave in our threads, and I'll be back. Okay, so we have 2 pumpkins. I do. You want to make a second one, okay? And then when we go to stitch them together, going to have the wrong sides together. Right sides are facing out, right? Okay, so now let's do the stem. We need our brown. Let me get all of these over out of my way. Okay, so now just drop something. Okay, sound like I just dropped something. I don't know what it is. All right, anyway, now I've got the brown. Okay, I am going to make a slip stitch, a slip knot. Okay, slip knot. Okay, and then I'm going to remove it because this might be easier for someone. You know me, I would have just left it. I would have from the center. How do you know your center? Right there. Here's your hole. There's your center. There's that slip stitch and slip stitch, right? So you're going to count 1, 2, 3. That's where you're going to hook in. Right there. You're going to hook in, and you know me, I would have done this. I would do this unless you guys want to do this. But if you can't do this, what I do is just I'm going to go like this. I'm going to slip stitch into that. Okay, I'm going to drop this tail right there. I'm going to make a longer tail, in fact. Gonna make a longer one because I need that a little bit longer. So from the center, 1, 2, 3, that's the 3rd stitch to your right. Okay, let's see if we're gonna do that, and then 1, 2, 3. Hang on a second. If I do, that's 1, 1, 2, over. So bring it up a loop, bring up a loop, up a loop, and then, so that's 1, from the center, 1, 2, it's 1, 2, 3, no, so from the center, I want you to go 1, 2, right here, you're going to go into that chain space, okay, oof. Let me just check this out again. Now you're going to go into number 3 from that center, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I was right. I should just not ever second guess myself, but you know, I'm not used to doing all this teaching stuff. I'm trying to get better at it. Tutorial. Okay, so here we go. I'm not gonna bring both of them through. So I've hooked on. I'm still going to hang on to my tail. I'm not going to drop my tail. Okay, that tail. But I'm just trying to figure out which one is my working yarn. So this is my working yarn. I'm going to slip stitch. I'm going to pull down my tail yarn to cinch it in. And so now we are going to do do you remember, we're going to do a half double crochet together. It's not a half double, it's a double crochet, DCTOG. That's a double crochet together. We're going to do one of those, okay? So you're going to insert slip knot, hook. Okay, we have to chain 2 because that's our double crochet. Okay, and then we're going to yarn over, insert your hook into the next chain space. Okay, ooh, you're gonna pull up. Okay, and then you're going to, I'm gonna look at my chain 2, toggle until you have 4 loops onto your hook, and yep. Okay, and so now you're going to yarn over, and you're going to yarn over and pull through 2, so that's 2 loops. You're going to yarn over, pull into the next chain space right there. You're going to pull up, okay, chain 2. So now you have 3 loops. Okay, now you're going to go into the next. Okay, you're going to go into the next. Yarn over, pull through, go into the next stitch. Wait. Pull up. Oh, I didn't pull it out. That's just really tight. That slip knot. Okay. Ugh. Pull. Can I get both? Okay. Pull through that. Pull that loop through. Toggle over or yarn over and pull through 2. Now you've got 4 loops. And now we're going into yarn over into this next loop. Okay. And then we're going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops. And now that's a double crochet together. Now we're going to take this and bring this together like that. Okay, and then we are going to pull over and do I double crochet here? Hang on guys, until on your hook and pull through all through, make double crochet into the next. Okay, so now we're going to chain 2, and you're going to go into this last one and slip stitch to close. Okay, so we've slip stitched. Now, sorry about that confusion. Pause, yarn over, pull through, turn your work, and now we're going to do into 1, 2, 3. We are going to do 3 half double crochet. 3 half double crochets. So on the first one, we're going to insert the hook, yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over into the next one, yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over into the next stitch, yarn over and pull through 3. Okay, and then that's what it's going to look like in the front. Okay, then we need to slip stitch to close. So now cut your yarn, pull through and tie that knot down. Okay, and then you can go ahead and, so this one you want to tie off. I'll show you how to do that. You guys know how to weave in your stuff, right? Yes, so right here where I did not do a slip stitch, okay, didn't do that slip stitch, because if I did, I just don't like those knots. So it's up to you. If it's easier for you guys to start off with a slip stitch, okay, there's another one. If it's easier for you to start off a slip stitch and with that knot, okay, you make, here, this is what you do. So what you're going to do is you're going to make your slip stitch, right? Make that slip stitch, and then you're going to insert your hook and you're going to pull it through if it's easier for you guys, then please do this, okay? Hang on, bring it through, and then yarn over, and okay, to slip stitch that down, and then you're going to chain two, chain two, chain two. Don't count your slip stitch, okay, you guys? And yank this down. That's a slip stitch. Don't make, because when you look at that, it makes it look like it's 3 chains, so it's not. 1. This is 1 and 2. Okay, and then you're going to yarn over, right? And you're going to go into your next stitch. Pull up a loop. Pull through 2. So now you've got 2 loops on your, then you're going to loop, yarn over and pull in. You're going to push that through. That's a tiny, tight little slip stitch. Come on now. Nope. Yep, I did. Okay. Pull it through. Nope. There it is. I'm going to have to squinch it. Get it in there. Get it in there, Julie. Yeah. Nope. I just got 1 hook. There we go. Pull through. Pull up that loop. Go through. Now you have 3 loops. Then you're going to go yarn over and go through the next. And then you pull through 2. I like 5 because I like the thicker. So pull 1 over. You can do 4, but I like you'll see why. So when you pull it together, see that? See how that goes? Then you're going to chain 2. And then into that same last chain space, you're going to slip stitch that shut. Okay? Gonna slip stitch. And then chain 1, turn your work, and then into the top right here, this first one, you're going to do your first double crochet, your double crochet, your second stem, double crochet, second one, your third chain, double crochet, then turn your work, and there's your pumpkin. Okay, there's your pumpkin stem. Now if you like your end, no, I like the way that looks. Okay, because you know your pumpkin heads, your pumpkin stems, right, are not straight up, right? They're not straight up and down, right? They're that wonkiness, weaviness. So that's what you're trying to create. I'm taking this out because this is my second half. So here's I did a tighter stitch on here, okay? I did it tighter, so I've tied it off. I just ran that through you guys real quick, okay? If you have any questions, please let me know. Oh my, this is gonna just be too long. I don't know if I have to just start this over again. Well, you stitch in your work, so let's get the leaves going. Hang on. Okay, color change. Here's a color change. I haven't tied everything off yet. Color change for your little leaf right here. Okay, we're doing this first leaf. So I want you to make a magic ring. You have a tail, yarn over, and into an X. You're going to hook into your hook downward, go under, and then over, pull through, and then pull through one. Okay. All right. Now, grab onto your magic ring. Okay. And then chain one. And then, right now, you're going to do 4 half double crochets. So yarn over. So this is 1. Yarn over. Insert your hook through the magic ring, yarn over and pull through 3. Yarn over into your magic ring, yarn over and pull through 3. Yarn over, insert into the ring, yarn over and pull through 3. And then you're going to picot. Do 1, 2, okay? And into this first chain, you're going to insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, and slip stitch through that. And then you're going to yarn over and do 4 more half double crochets. That's 1, yarn over, 2, oops, I snagged onto that other one, so I'm doing that one over. It's what, this one green worsted weight red heart from Walmart, not too happy about it because it's super thin than the other worsted weight yarns. I don't know what it is, the color. So yarn over, insert your hook, pull up a loop, and pull through with your hook down, pull through 3, yarn over, insert, yarn over, pull through 3. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3. I need 1 more. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then pull through 3. And then with your tail, I want you to now pull it to a close. Pull it very carefully to a close. Okay, and then I want you to go into that first chain space of our beginning of our chain, the first chain. Let me unhook that because you know me. You see how loose that is? I don't like it. It's too loose. So put it up on your barrel, snug it up, but not too much you can't move it, and then slip stitch. Okay, and then chain 1 and pull through, and so snip, pull it through, and there's your first little leaf. You see your little leaf? Okay, and then what you want to do is you take your leaf. Actually, I'm going to use this. So we want your leaf to be like right here or wherever you would like it. So I'm going to insert my hook right into the same chain space right here at the end. So I want this. I'm going to pull that yarn through, okay? And I'm going to take this other yarn. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. Make sure make sure you grab the right one. So I'm taking my tail, okay? Here, let's do this. I'm gonna make sure. I think this is what I did with my other one because I wanted to make sure that this doesn't keep on going undone. So I'm going to go into this. I'm just going to yarn through. Okay, just get it. Let's get it in there, Jules. So I'm going to yarn through this little ring, obvious ring, the one that we closed on. And I'm going to, because this is what I did. Where is it? Okay, there's the direction I'm going. I'm going up through there. Okay, and I'm going to meet it up to this other, going to meet it up to this, right up there. See how I did that? I'm just going to weave it up to where it's the same. Now I've got two working, so what I'm going to do is put this, get my hook back from the back, go in here, and I'm going to grab this yarn, pull it through, turn my work, and then turn it, tie it off, see? I'm going to do this. Tie it to where, make sure that it, just tie it to where it's like that, like not so tight, so you can move it. Tie another knot. Just tie it, and then I'm going to do another one. Okay, okay, you can do this, Julie. Get it. Okay, and then I'm going to go tight on that third one. So my little thing is right here. Now, if you don't like this moving around, what you could do is, this is what you do. This is what I do, is I just take this and into the next chain, let's see, right here. Is that the same one? Yeah, in the same one. The chain, the last of the stem space. Just put it right here, okay? Then if your working yarn is too small, push that through. Tie off again. Tie off. Let's see. Yep, it's on there. So I'm going to tie off. And then one more to cinch it tight. Okay. I'm going to square off my thread. Get that in there. You know, I went and bought a bigger darning needle, wider, right? Just so I can see it, because my eyesight. And then what I do is I just take it through here, and I'm going to weave it right back in through here. Okay. Okay, and then snip that off. Remember, this is going to be behind your work. So, you know, I'll snip that off, I'll clean it up. But here's that leaf. And if you want it further, just add another stitch if you want it to land just like that. Okay? So now we're going to do these two leaves, the twin leaves is what I'm calling it. The twin leaves, okay? Let me get my desk a little organized so we can get that. Okay, here we are again. Now, I put something in here intentionally. Intentionally. You see? Intentionally. I'll just show you that up close. You've got small ones and big ones. This is, I was trying to find the 1 hooks that I was going to add into here, 2 hooks to this for the giveaway. So you guys, okay, so moving that out of the way. All right, so here is our, I may tack that down with another green, okay, but let's get our green thread here. We're going to, you have a tail, loop 2 around your hands. Let's do our slip stitch. You guys getting used to this? And I've seen some other ways, but I just can't do it. I just like the way where my loop, my tail will end on my right hand side. So from here, Julie scissor hands, or you take your pinky in here and move it under and grab your chain knot. Now we need 11 chains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, oops, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, now the second chain from the hook, 1, 2. Okay, you're going to slip stitch. Went through 2 hooks. Ugh. Make sure. Second from the chain. 1 second chain from the hook. Nope, no slip stitch. Second chain, 1, 2. You're going to start to make 4. Well, if I yarned over first, that would help. Yarn over. You're going to do yarn over and do second chain from the hook. Make sure, look at that. You see what I did? I just choked that chain out. That's not cool. I'm going to chain one more, do one, because that's my 10th and then my 11th. There. That's the 11th chain. I didn't want to choke it out. Okay, so now, second chain from the hook, 1, 2. You're going to yarn over into that hook, that chain space, and you're going to make a half double crochet, and you need 4 of those. 4. That's 1. Yarn over. Yarn over. Pull through 3. Yarn over. Insert hook, yarn over, and pull through 3. Okay, now for the beginners this might be a little bit too, because, well, even for me, for my arthritic hands, yarn over into the last 4. Okay, last 4. This is the last 4th on this row. That's 4. Okay, now in the next 2 stitches, oops, you're not yarning over, you're going to go into the next chain space. Now look at that. This is not, it looks like it because it's stretched out, but remember there's already a stitch in there. So go to this one, and to this next one you are going to do 1 slip stitch. You go into the next space right there and do another slip stitch. It's 2 slip stitches. Now into the next chain, the next 4. Okay, make sure, look, find your, already went into that, so I should have, did I go into that one? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, nope, we're good. Now into the next chain space. Now remember, things like to shrink up onto your left because of, it being really thin, so just push your way in there. Whoops, first of all, yarn over because you're doing 4 more half double crochets now. Okay, so that's 1. Okay. pull through all 3. There's 1. Yarn over, go into that next one, pull through. See how I'm holding it because I'm trying to, and then pull through, go into, yarn over, go into that other one. Whee! You can do this, you can do this. Okay, now yarn over, whee! Pull it through, and then go into, because my 4th chain shrunk because of that slip knot. See? Because it pulls tight away. Okay, I'm just gonna go for it. See, there it is, right in there. See that? It's right there. See? Woof! Do you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? Did you see that? Okay, it gets tiny, so just don't freak out. Oh, I'm gonna hold it open because I forgot to yarn over. Insert it in there. Pull out. Yarn over and pull through. Okay. Now from here, we are going to picot. I think I'm going to do a picot of, let me see. Okay, I did a chain 2 for picot. 1 and 2. And into that chain, first chain, we're going to go back into it, yarn over and slip stitch, because that's our picot. And then let me tug that. See how it widens? Just that chain, just kind of pull it close, not too tight. And then you're going to go over here and into the first chain, which is going to be right there. No, that's the slip knot. You hold that. Wait, you're going to have to double crochet 4. So you need to go 1, 2, 3. Woo. Yep, it's going to have to go right in there, that first chain. It's right there connected to that little slip knot. Don't worry about it, just hang on to it. Yarn over, half double crochet, yarn over, go into the next stitch. Okay, you might be thinking, what about those big holes? It'll, remember, when you're stitching, it closes the gap, right? Yarn over. Did I get it in the right stitch? First of all, let's just see. Make sure you're looking at your V's. Okay. Yarn over. Next V right there. Okay. Pull up a loop. You got to do 4 of these. Now 2 more. Yarn over. Here's my next V right there. Yep. Yarn over. Pull up a loop and get all 3. And then 1 more. Yarn over to that chain space. Yarn over. Pull up the loop and yarn over. That's 4. Okay. Now we're going to slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, and slip stitch again. Insert. Make sure you're grabbing on 2 of those. See the V? I got a V. It's very kind of, but you could see it, I think. Let me see on camera. See that V? This is tiny work, so just roll with it. And so then you yep, slip stitch a second time, 2 slip stitch. Okay, then yarn over, because now you're going to do, in the next 4 stitches, you're going to do your, what you gonna do? Do I have both chains? Do I have both chains? Yes. Did I yarn over? Yeah. Yarn over into that chain space, yarn over, pull through 3, yarn over. Don't mind how wide it's getting. I mean, you don't want it like a humongous circle, but you just do your half double crochets, yarn over to that third one, and into the fourth one right there. Do you see it right there? It's right there. It's tight space, but you can do it. Yarn over, get that hook in both those into that V space, chain. Ooh, see, I did it. See, there it is. And then yarn over and pull through. Okay, pull through all 3 now. Okay, and then you are going to chain 2, 1, 2, into that second chain, yarn up. Oh boy, did I wreck that one. I just went through the whole. Okay, so chain, that's chain 2. It's too tight. I'm going to fix that. If you can see how I'm fixing that, got snagged. See? Okay, and I just pull on it, pull on it, pull on it, just to fix the chain, the snagging. So now chain 2 for a picot, chain 2, and in that second chain, pull through to make your slip knot, and then you are going to go into this next chain right here, slip stitch, chain 1, cut off, cut your yarn off. Okay, pull your yarn through, hold it down to tighten that knot. Okay, so now this is what your leaf looks like. So it's got a picot here and a picot there, everywhere. Okay, now you got this done. We're going to set this aside right now. Isn't that a cute little twin leaf? Okay, it'll be like a little mask on a doll, right? Well, see how my head wanders? Okay, so set that aside. Now get your grain yarn. Now, if you need to do the slip knot, okay, slip knot, grab that slip knot, grab it, okay, and then take it off your hook. Now right here where this pumpkin is, this right here, this start right there, or you can come in, doesn't matter if you want to come in one more. I just go right here into that space right there next to that pumpkin, okay, and then you insert here. Let's just roll with it, because if it's easier, my way is just a little bit trickier because I just don't like the knots. And then you're going to slip stitch, okay, slip stitch, pull on that tail to tug it down, to hold it down. And so from here on, I'm going to pull that tail. I'm going to, now from this point, okay, I'm holding that tail right behind me. You're going to chain 50. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on to that. 5. Let me hold on to that and get a better grip now. Get some more yarn. That's 5. 6. Ay caramba, 6. Okay, if you're new to this, but I'm sure I've got my yarn in my pinky and my ring finger. I'm going underneath and I'm grabbing onto my chain. That was 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 10. Ooh, it's too loose. So readjust. Grabbing onto it. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Holding on to my, just moving my finger up. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, and I'm going to turn off this thing and do the rest. 50 chains. Okay, so if you guys have been practicing your chains, look at that, how consistent that is. I think I was like that the very beginning days. Nope, because I practiced crocheting. This is why, that's why it's so fuzzy, but I keep it because it's a reminder of my first accomplished piece of round. But now, okay, here's the thing. Now, with a piece of yarn, okay, I'm going to take this piece of yarn, I'm going to just put one through, just pull just one side of it, okay, and I'm just going to close that up like that, okay. And the reason for this, now you want to cut yourself a tail about 6 inches. Whoop. Okay, now get here's your little yarn. Don't mind any of this. That's your tail. Now get your darning needle. Get your darning needle. Get that through. Now, if you're looking at your leaves, you know, you want to figure out which side. It's like any side, like maybe something like that. You know, maybe my leaf is going to be like that. Fix my little picot area. My picot. Now, here's your chain. Look at my chain. It's this way. It's not backwards where you see all those little back bumps. It's ahead of me. Okay, so I'm looking at my chain. This is my chain. Okay, here's my darning needle. And you know, it really doesn't matter for this part if it gets twisted, but now let me just show you. This is the way I want my leaf. This is the way I want my leaf. You see this? Okay, here's the center of the leaf. You can see that, right? Center, center. There's like a gap. Now, the chain on the right, and then the chain on the right, that's the first chains. Make sure you're not going through like threads. Make sure it's a full chain that you're going through, okay? So then you're going to pull up. Just pull it through. Do you see how that worked? Okay? And then you're going to come back down to the other side of that chain. Here's the center. You're going through this chain, and then you're going to come back through this chain. Okay, do you see that? Bring it down, pull it through. Come on now, don't be shy, just pull her through. Okay, if you're having a hard time like me, just kind of like look at your stitch right there. Yeah, only on camera, right? Ay, ay, ay. So here's this. Grab onto this and get it through that chain. See? It'll come through because your yarn stretches. See? And then just come down and get it through that next chain space. If you have to just push that knot, it's really not a knot, it's where we had to mark our last chain. See? Okay. Ooh, let's pull this chain back up here like so. Now let's take this yarn. This is what you want to do. Get your darning needle and then loosen that up, because it should loosen. It's not like we didn't tie a knot, so just kind of work it away. I don't have, see how it's loosening up? Just kind of loosen that up. Loosen it up with your fingers, or I don't have fingernails. That's what I have to use. See, just right in here. Oh, I've got a little bit of a thumbnail right there, which is good. So just kind of pull that brown thread. Pull that brown thread, and as you're pulling it apart, you're going to see your last, okay, there. You're going to see your last chain, your 50th chain. And I'm going to do this. See? I'm going to pull that thread. I'm going to get my hook back in there. Okay? And then I am going to go to the other side. Get that hook, go to the other side. Figure out where you want to add. I'm just going to go in through that space. Grab my thread. But before I do, let me just make sure. Okay, here's my yarn. Here's my, just making sure that it, I mean, it doesn't matter, because when you push and pull this thing up and down, it's just gonna, you know, no, it won't go wonky, but you know, I just like, because I'm so anal, like to have my stuff facing me, you know. Okay, so I've got my chain. Behind it is the ones with the back bumps. Okay, you see that? I'm going like this. So when I have my little loop end right here, my 50th chain, I should have just tied in all those little stragglers. I'm going to put my hook through, and I'm going to grab this loop, okay? And I'm going to pull through. Right before I do, find my working chain, or my last, right here, the tail. I'm going to pull through. I'm going to yarn over, slip stitch, pull through all the way, and tie her off. Pull it really snug, because you can with your fingernails. Okay, I've snugged that on, because when, and then see, I'm going to get this, I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with this extra tail. Bear with me, we're just coming to the finish line. We're at the finish line. Just hang on and bear with me. Oh yeah, this one's super long. Alright, that's a first for me. I just broke my... Okay, now, you see how I want to have... I want this to kind of like stay down and put. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my yarn needle, and through this chain, I'm going to pull it through. Okay, now I'm not going to sew over the chain. I'm going to go into that next chain space down in there, and then let's see, that's where I got my chain, and I'm going to go right into this next chain space. See, like right behind, pull that through. Okay, and then I'm going to leave that, I'm going to push that through, down here. Hey, come on now. All these yarn tails are driving me crazy. Okay, now see? Before I would have went on, I should have just tucked all these in, but you guys can tuck in your little threads, okay? And now, when I turn, look, this is the only thing that's going to flap, but this is tacked down. So I'm going to turn this over, right? Get this other chain. You guys can do this, you know, just look at your work and determine where you're going to put it. So this is the last one. My husband's cooking again. He's so sweet. I was supposed to make pizza. This was our pizza Sunday and I didn't do it because I wanted to get this video out for sure. Get this one going because this is a fun one and it's unilateral or multi-purpose, right? You need this to decorate your living space. Am I correct? You know, get your little towel racks on your kitchen and your towel things in the kitchen and your bathroom, and you need an air freshener to tack onto there so your kitchen will smell really nice. Okay, just tie that on. Do a loose knot, and then on that third knot, pull it like you mean it. There, see? There you go. And then you tug this on. We're almost to the finish line. We had to get this done now. Okay? So now, here is what your work looks like. See that? See, look. Slide that up and down. Slide it up and down. Slide it up and down. Okay? And remember, this could be an air freshener hanger pouch inside your vehicles or around the room. You can even hang these on doorknobs of the bedrooms. You can do red, make it look like an apple. Okay, now, other half. Let me get a drink of water because this is the final finale. Okay, here's the finale, and I'm sorry this is super long, but I think you'll appreciate this one. Okay, now the last one we're gonna do is get your yarn ready. Okay, let's do a slip knot. Okay, here's your slip knot. Yarn, you've got your tail, yarn over 1, yarn over 2, hold on to that with your thumb, pull that back loop over and pull this over your finger, hook on. Okay, so we've got that hooked on. Okay, now I want you to go back, turn your work behind you, okay? Or even start from the bottom here. Okay? We have 2 matching bottoms and we had a slip stitch, but let's see if we could do this even better. Okay. You've got your center, okay? Here's your slip stitches. Because it started this way, you got your center where the center of your first slip stitch to join. This is the center. I want you to look at something. From this center point, you're going right there, meets that center, and you're going straight up and it meets that center right there. Okay, so when you have your center, you want to have count over 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches over, possibly 5th. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then from that center 1, 2, 3, 4. So to me, I'm gonna go, it would be number 5. So go over 1. Here's your center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the 5th one. Here's your center, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so I just moved my table. Hang on, I felt that. So when you come in through here, you want to take this, just kind of match this up, see if it aligns, because I want you to do something. There'll be one, let's see, that should look like it might fall right here, okay? And see, as I line this up, let me zoom in. I took from the center, there's the center, and there's that tiny little slip stitch, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, fifth one, and I'm gonna line this up, okay? And it looks like to me it's gonna be like right here. And when I pull it together like this, you can see that this apple bump matches this little apple bump. So that means there's two stitches right here in the center, 1, 2, and then you have that third one that matches that apple bump, and then you go 1, 2, okay? So there's that. So again, stitch markers. I'm going to take this out, put the stitch marker there, okay? And so since this is lined up like that, you see where that apple bump is right here. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 and match this up and see if I keep it there, if I line it up, is that going to be lined up? We'll see. So this is your thing that you need to try and get joined. 1, 2, 3 right here, because what I want you to do is from this point, if these two match here and we got that third stitch here, you're going to line up every stitch. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and it matches. See that center? The two centers match up because there's a slip stitch, the two slip stitch, and the two slip stitches in here. See how that matches? Okay, so you continue to see if all your stitches line up. I'm bringing those two outer stitches together to see if it's going to line up with my yellow stitch marker, and it does. See that? So now that I know, okay, now you get your hook, you got your slip knot, okay? So I'm gonna go from behind. I'm gonna be behind this. The behind is facing me. Remember, you're putting two wrong sides together. That's the insides. Then you're gonna get your hook and slip through that. Wait, it's got to go this way because we're stitching around and ending here. So I know that this is the fifth stitch away from the center. So I'm going to put it in there. Put it in there so it's lined up. Okay. Then I put this through right here. Here's my tail. Okay, and I'm going to I'm holding that tail right, I'm holding it down right behind here, and I'm going to pull this loop through to the back, and then I'm going to slip stitch, okay, and then pull your tail to kind of tug it in to hold it tight, okay, slip stitch. I just moved my table again. So did you guys catch that? So now I know that my next two stitches, they're lined up right there, okay? Keeping my marker on for right now in case I have to unwind, and typically sometimes that happens. So insert your hook in that first chain and the back chain, pull it through, slip stitch, okay? get into this third chain, that one from that slip stitch, the stitch marker, yarn over and pull through and slip stitch. Go to the next one, yarn, hook into them, and no yarning over, we're slip stitching, and then go to the next stitches, pull through, no yarning over, Jules. Okay, and see that snag? I don't like it, so I'm pulling that out and figuring out why I snagged that. So I'm just gonna pull that through to fix any snags. Hang on to it. There's my stitches that I need to insert together. And I snagged that one in there, so I'm going here again, pulling it through. Next stitches, pulling it, whoops, slip stitching it through. I have a tendency to want to yarn over. Ooh. Okay, so now we're going here and here, pulling it. Did you catch me? You guys. Slip stitch, and then look in the back. Look at that. That's where your yarn, working yarn is. That's how you know when you're pulling it up like that, you know these two stitches are the next ones because there's no working yarn in them. So you go and hook through and yarn over to slip stitch. See, everything's matching up. Okay, but I'm going to show you a trick here when we come to the apple bump portion at the bottom, because I want you to intensify, enhance that. Is this my bump? Let me see. Nope, my bump is going to be right, is that right there? Okay, my next two stitches is my bump, my apple bump. So I'm going to yarn over, and then right there I'm going to single stitch. I'm going to go into the, or single crochet, I mean, checking my, there's that little thread. So these two stitches right here, make sure, yeah, these two right here, I'm going to yarn over and pull through and yarn over and pull through here. I'm making my, what do you call it, accentuating the apple bump. So then now into the next two stitches, just look, if you can't see where you left off, this one and then the next one, let's turn that around. That one doesn't have a working yarn in it, so now I'm going to come by here and slip stitch, okay, and then into the next one, into the next yarn, and go in here and slip stitch, okay, and then you see, I'm going to show you, I've got this working yarn bump, it's okay, and then where this next bump is, I'm going in here, and then oops, you know what, that's too loose, so I'm going into the next stitches and I'm going to do a single crochet because I'm raising that bump, going into the next two, which is here and here, doing another single crochet. Okay, so see, I did not want to bury it. Let's see, did I do, let me just check mine out. I think I did single stitches, single crochets. Yep, they're single crochets. And then you keep going to the next, keep going and find your next loops, go through here, let's do a slip stitch. See, I wanted to yarn over, Go into the next loops. How you know? You can just pull that apart and see. Okay, this is the next one you need to go in, the next one, and slip stitch to close. Go into the next chains, slip stitch to close. Go into the next chains, slip stitch to close. Go into the next, slip stitch to close. And look at that. See what I did there? I've got a boo-boo. Something happened. I don't want that frayed look, so I'm going to go back into these. And you can make a ton of these for people's cars. No yarning over, just slip stitching. Go into the next and slip stitch. Go into the next, slip stitch. Just make sure you're not snagging anything. Go to the next, slip stitch, and our final, where our yellow marker is, go into that. Oops, it's a little loose. I want it a little snugger. Go into those and pull through and slip stitch. Okay, slip stitch and chain one and cut your tail. Ooh. Okay, move that out of the way, move this out of the way. And where'd it go? Ooh, it almost passed through. Even if it does pass through, look at that. You have enough yarn tail to go back into that last stitch where your last stitch marker is. Okay, go into the last stitch marker, pull it up, chain one, pull your working yarn through, pull it down tight, because then you're going to weave in those ends. Okay, I'm going to weave in those ends and I'll be right back to show you the finished. Okay, y'all, you're finished. So we made this today. Okay, this is if you like things that are thinner and lighter weight, and you're just like maybe hanging a tea towel, light tea towel, then you can just use one yarn, you know, like use one yarn, or what do you call, I guess one thread working yarn, one working yarn. Okay, so there's that. This one, this heavy duty one, I'm going to show you for a vertical bar. This is for a horizontal bar. I will show you guys that. Now we did this one, and then here's this one with the button. I think you guys can do this main body. Okay, what I did with this one, I did the single crochet around the rubber band. Okay, and then I did another single crochet to get a little longer roughly look, and then I started my chain, single crochet 8, and then I just double crochet. I did like 2 rows of single crochet. That looks like 2, yep, 2 single crochet. Then I started my half double crochet all the way up, and then when I was done, I showed you guys how to do this ruffle. It's a picot. Remember the picot stitch. Watch the other videos if you're new checking this out. Okay, and then I'm going to show you guys how to do a pumpkin with the hole wide as a buttonhole, so that way you can tack it down, stitch this down. Okay, stitch it down, and I reinforced it with the orange because you're going to remove, remember, you're putting your button in here like this. I just like scooch it in. See how I did that? And then you know how when you're taking a button out, that's going to get a lot of in and out. Okay, so what I did was I put the button, you put your button in here, right? And then take your fingers and just push it through. Okay, so that's a simple one. I don't think I have to do a tutorial on it, but I will do a really quick one for this and for an acorn, okay, which has been recently now my little pin cushion until I make an official pin cushion. Okay, so this you know how to do, one working yarn. Okay, really thin and flexible, you know, if you like that more dainty look, you know. Okay, with your air freshener pouch. Now here is the big one that we worked on, and it was longer because my goodness, woof, woof, it looks like a D-ring, but I'll have to fix that. Don't ignore that. Well, it's hard to ignore, right? So let's just nip that off right now. Now all the little chain, the yarn threads, the tail ends that you've nipped off, okay, you can't even tell. Look at that, how that just blends in so nicely. But this is super thick. Look at how chunky that is. We just did a bulky weight 3-strand yarn and made something so bulky and so durable. You can even do a masculine color for a masculine bathroom, like in your husband's, or man cave type thing. Okay, now we created this today. You guys should have, look at that. Look at this, simple, easy peasy. Now if I'm going to attach it to here, what I do is I just push this leaf down, flip it over, backside up, bring this chain through, you know, fold it, put it through here, get your leaf through, okay, turn it over, oops, put your leaf through here, oh, that doesn't go there, okay, oops, get your leaf, and then what you can do is push down your leaf, okay, get your little stem up there. So now it looks like you've got your stems, you got your leaves right here, and look at how gorgeous that is, you guys. Just look at what you just created. This is well worth the video. It's almost 4 hours long, but if you just stick through it, look at that. How thick and gorgeous is that? So you've got an insert here for a towel, and you have another one in here for another towel. Who does not need 2 hanging hand towels in the bathroom or in the kitchen? So imagine if you make 2 of these for your kitchen. Okay, this is your kitchen bar on your oven. Look at how gorgeous that's going to look. You can do it in any color. Choose your color. Out of one, I showed you how to have a continuous yarn to make a bulky, chunky holder. Isn't that just gorgeous? Okay, and the next one I will do is definitely this one, because it's bulky, and I used 2. I had initially rolled up 2 of these balls of 2 yarn skeins of this color, and this is what I used to make this. But I couldn't do this because I don't have a bead for that. But here's another catch to this. Let me just show you one more thing and I'm going to sign off. Oh, I will show you how to make this squiggly wiggly. Okay. I may use this as my button. So this is going to be here. Okay, because this has a hole in it, so I think I can use that as my button. So that's what we're going to do for this one, and I'm going to use, let me just show you guys, one more quick thing and I'm signing off, and then you guys can Say, phew, that was a long one. Here we go. I'm going to use this one. So it may not take me, but this is going to be using this. It's called, I got this on sale, Hobby Lobby. They're about to, it's a yarn bee, but it's braided basics double XL natural, 4mm braided. So I'm using it. So let me just show you. Look at that. See that? You see how thick that is? So I may not, what I got this for, actually, I'm gonna just pull it all out some fun. I'm doing it anyway. Okay, I got these two and this gold one for Christmas. Well, okay, see that? All right, this is going to be the basket I'm going to show you. We're going to do this basket. I'm going to show you how to make a yarn basket, okay? And it needs to be thick and heavy so that your ball of thread, because I'm going to make a loop on it, and I'm going to show you how to, so that it just keeps, you know, coming out and you don't lose your thread, okay? So getting this out of the way. So all these lovely things that I've made, so you know how to do this now. This one, you know from the videos, you can do this, but I'm going to come back and do a quick one of this and the acorn, because you could use this as a button. I could have put that here, okay? You would say, how, Julie? Well, I would figure out which side I want. I would start yarning through here. You see how this, tack that down underneath, okay, this way or this way, okay? And that's how I would hook this together. That would have been a cute acorn feature, right? Holidays, this is Thanksgiving, this is autumn, you got acorn, and then we can do, I'll show you how to do oak leaves to match the acorn, okay? But this is my little project. So this right here, guys, look at that. What a beautiful gift. You can turn this green into something very Christmassy. I can show you guys how to do an ornament. Christmas bulb. We can do like a Granny Smith Christmas bulb or something to add to this beautiful, beautiful project. Okay, guys. Thank you for sticking it out. Okay, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.